Hi everyone, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. In case you didn't know, I'm actually a professional certified makeup artist. So today I'm going to be showing you guys step by step how to achieve a smoky eye. I know this kind of thing can be a little bit intimidating, but once I show you step by step products that I know work well and that I love, I think you guys will really enjoy it. So before we hop into the tutorial, I just want to ask you to please subscribe, please like, please comment, just show this channel some love. I would really appreciate it. So now to get into the tutorial, I have my beautiful friend and model Sabrina today. So let's also give her some love. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Starting off with skincare, I'm prepping Sabrina's skin with this moisturizer by Embryolisse. This is a must-have in my kit. It wears beautifully under makeup, so I'm just working that into her skin to provide a nice base for the makeup look. For eye cream, I'm using this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream and applying a thin layer of this underneath her eyes and also on her eyelids. I find this cream quite helpful, especially for shoots for reducing puffiness under the eyes. Next, I'm applying the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is my favorite lip balm ever. It deeply moisturizes even the driest lips. I'm applying a generous layer of this to hydrate and to plump her lips before applying the full lip later on. Moving on to eyes, I'm using this NARS smudge-proof eyeshadow base to prime her lids. Since we are doing a heavy eye look today, it's really important to prime the eyelids so that the eyeshadows apply more smoothly and also so that we get the most color payoff. I like this one because it also neutralizes any discoloration on the lids. Dipping into my LORAC Pro 2 palette, I'm using the shade Nectar on a Zoeva 228 brush and diffusing this shade throughout her crease. I'm using quite a light hand and using windshield wiper motions to create a map for the general shape of my eye look. Next, I'm using this medium brown shade from my Natasha Denona Biba palette. Using a Makeup Forever 218 brush, I'm going to start packing that shade on the outer corners of Sabrina's eyes. For this look, we're going to keep the center of her eyelid bare for the most part. I find this technique makes for a more universally flattering and less overpowering smoky eye. Throughout this tutorial, you're going to see me working in layers to create a beautifully diffused smoky effect. I'm also going to pack the same shade onto her inner corners. This creates a halo eye effect which gives the eye a ton of dimension. I'm using her natural crease as a guide and I'm building up the shadow mostly below her crease. Now I'm just going to be taking a clean blending brush to blend out the edges of that brown shade we just applied. I'm using a Zoeva 227 brush to blend in windshield wiper and circular motions. Take your time blending as we want a seamless blend for this eyeshadow look. Patience is key and just keep blending. Taking this black Makeup Geek kohl liner, I'm running that along the entire lash line. I want her lash line to be the darkest part of the eye, so I'm really making sure to work this in. I'm not really winging this liner out, I'm just applying it from the inner corner to the outer corner. Taking a smudger brush, I'm going to start blending that kohl liner out and upwards. I'm trying not to touch the area closest to her lash line as I want to keep that color really deep and intense in that area. So I'm mainly just focusing on diffusing the outer edges of that kohl liner we just applied. And of course, I'm following these same steps on the other eye as well. Now taking that same kohl liner, I'm going to apply that in Sabrina's tight line just to really intensify the darkness along that lash line. I'm also going to apply that black kohl liner in her waterline from her inner corner all the way to her outer corner. Lastly, I'm going to apply that liner on her lower lash line, just on the outer corner and inner corners, again leaving the center bare for now. This look is all about building dimension. I'm going to blend that eyeliner we applied on the lower lash line out with a small brush just to keep it really precise and detailed, but also create some smokiness. Using this cool gray shade from my LORAC 2 palette, I'm going to be amping up the smokiness by packing this on top of that chocolate brown shade we applied earlier. Using a Zoeva 232 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush, I'm going to be smoking out that gray in the outer V and inner corners of the eye. I'm also going to lightly run that shade over top of the outer edges of the black liner we applied earlier. Again, taking a clean blending brush, I'm going to blend the edges of that cool gray shade. Blending is really crucial for this look in case you haven't noticed already, so using a clean brush is a must. Otherwise, the eyeshadow might end up looking kind of muddy, and we just want a really clean, smoky blend for this. I'm also going to run that shade on her lower lash line as well, again, primarily focusing on the outer edges of the black kohl liner we applied beforehand. Taking the black shade from this Suva palette, I'm going to be using a Zoeva 230 pencil brush to deepen the outer and inner corners as well as along the upper and lower lash line. Unfortunately, they don't sell this shadow palette anymore, which is unfortunate because this black shade is unreal, but any black shadow will do. I am being quite precise and controlled with this. If you notice some fallout, that's totally fine. I purposely held off on applying skin makeup for this reason. However, if you do apply your skin makeup first, before applying eyeshadow, I would recommend baking under the eyes using a loose powder and just dusting that powder away when you're done with the eyes. Of course, as always, after blending that shadow, I'm blending it out with a clean brush. Moving right along, dipping into my LORAC 2 palette, I'm taking the shade Buff and applying that in the center of the lid where we didn't apply any other shadow. This will brighten up the eye significantly and bring out some extra dimension. This eyeshadow looks so pretty even when the eyes are closed. I just love this look. To clean up the skin, I'm going to be taking a makeup wipe. This one is from Clé de Peau, and I'm just going to wipe away any fallout and clean the edges of my eyeshadow up a little bit if needed. Going in with mascara, this one is a classic by L'Oreal. If you haven't tried the Voluminous mascara, you absolutely need to. I'm going to be coating Sabrina's upper and lower lashes with this. Feel free to really pack on the mascara for this look. I'm not going to be applying a lash, I'm just going to be applying a nice thick layer of mascara. For brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Freeze to brush up the brows and lock them in place. This is one of my favorite brow products at the moment. It just works so well, it doesn't get crusty, and it holds the brows in place all day long. Moving on to skin, I'm using an all-time favorite of mine, the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Finland. Sabrina has great skin, so there really is no need to use a full coverage foundation. I'm just going to apply this in a thin layer all over the face. This product leaves the skin looking like skin, and it's also very buildable. For concealer, I'm using the NARS Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla, and I'm going to be concealing under the eyes and spot concealing where needed. Using another all-time favorite, my Dior Backstage Contour Palette. I'm using the lighter contour shade just to contour along Sabrina's cheekbones, temples, and jawline. This contour is a powder, but it has almost a gel-like formula consistency to it, so it makes it super blendable. I just absolutely love this bronzer. For blush, I'm using this So Soft Cream Blush by M Cosmetics in the shade Pearl Tea. How cute is that? I'm just applying this quite high on the cheekbones for a subtle, lifted blush. A little goes a long way with this product, so I would recommend applying sparingly and building up as you go. To set under the eyes, I'm using this setting powder by Laura Mercier. Using a powder puff, I'm going to use the pointed tip to apply my powder right underneath that eyeshadow for a clean and bright looking under eye. To set the rest of the face, I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. I'm applying this mainly around the mouth area as well as on the forehead. Moving on to lips, I'm going to be lining Sabrina's lips using the Strip Down Liner from MAC. This is a gorgeous peachy beige shade, perfect for a nude lip, which is what we're going for today. I'm slightly overlining along her cupid's bow for an enhanced pouty look. I love a good overdrawn lip. I'm also just kind of lightly taking this along the outer edges of her lip. To finish off the lip, I'm going to be applying this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Cover Star. I'm going with this light nude shade because I don't want to take any attention away from the eyes. I'm mainly focusing this on the center of the lip to create the illusion of a fuller looking lip. I'm just lightly blending that out onto the lip. And that is it for this tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, comment if you prefer when I do makeup on models or when I do makeup on myself, or maybe both. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.